This is Infographic Instant with Brian Michael, and in this infographic we're going to be looking at the correlation between affluent investors or people in a country who have more than $100,000 in wealth and the number of high net worth individuals. That is the number of individuals with more than $1 million in wealth. And of course this is an interesting question, particularly for wealth managers, because they want to know if they are building a book of business that has affluent clients, will that help them snag the truly rich high net worth individuals or ultra high net worth individuals? And so of course we look to the data. As a background to the paper this came from, the paper looks at data in order to assess whether broker-dealers or private banks in a range of countries can A, increase the number of potential clients, and B, increase the assets under management in these various jurisdictions. So turning our attention to the infographic, we do see a correlation between wealth held by the top 1% in a country and the proportion of affluent people in the adult population. However, we see that the correlation differs depending on the region that we look at. So if we look at East Asia, for example, the correlation across countries is relatively high. Whereas in Latin America, the correlation appears negative, meaning that the larger the percent of individuals holding 1% of the wealth in that country, the less we see of affluent people as a proportion of the general adult population. Now, even a cursory look at these data suggests that this could be an effective tool for broker-dealers and international banks to try and target or market their products to different customers. Namely, a strategy of pulling in lesser wealth individuals in order to seek higher wealth individuals might be an effective strategy in East Asia, whereas in Latin America this strategy would completely fail, and therefore marketers would want to target high net worth individuals, leaving out the affluent. Now, naturally, as a caveat, these data look at correlations across countries. That means we cannot say that within any one particular country, given the data from this figure, we cannot say, well, look, we see an increase in the super rich and therefore we are going to see an increase in the relatively well off. This has been Infographic Instant with Brian Michael.